Chapter 3. Love. Aphrodite and Adonis. One day, Eros was playing with his bow when he accidentally fired a golden arrow. It wounded his mother, Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. Before she could pull the arrow from her body, she saw the beautiful youth Adonis and was captivated with him. From that moment, she was only interested in Adonis. She followed him everywhere. Instead of relaxing in the shade as she usually did, Aphrodite began to wander through the woods and over the hills. She dressed like the huntress Artemis. She used her dogs to chase hares and stags and other wild game, but she kept clear of the wolves and bears that slaughtered the farmers' cattle and sheep.
"Beware how you expose yourself to danger,"
she said to Adonis.
"Do nothing to risk our happiness. Do not attack those animals with vicious jaws, sharp teeth, and great strength. Remember that your youth and beauty cannot protect you against lions and wild boars. Oh, I hate all wild beasts."
"But why do you despise them so much?"
asked Adonis.
"Atalanta and Hippomenes did not thank me for bringing them happiness together,"
she said.
"So I changed them into lions."
Then she kissed Adonis and rode away in her chariot. But Adonis was young and fearless and forgot Aphrodite's message. Very soon, his dogs picked up the scent of a wild boar and surrounded it. He threw his spear at it, but only succeeded in wounding the animal. The wild beast became enraged and pulled out the spear that injured him. Then it rushed at Adonis. The frightened young hunter turned and ran, but the boar caught him and gored him in the side with his tusks.
Oh!
Aphrodite heard her young lover's agonizing cries as he lay dying. She quickly turned around and hurried back to where she had left him. She saw his lifeless, blood-soaked body lying beneath a tree. In her grief, she screamed and savagely beat her chest and tore at her hair.
"I cannot make your heart beat again, my love,"
she said.
"But where your blood now lies soaking the earth, I will bring forth a flower more beautiful than any other. It will forever remind mankind of your youth and beauty."
As she spoke, Aphrodite sprinkled nectar on his spilt blood. Blood-red flowers instantly sprang up and covered the ground. But like Adonis, the flowers' lives are short. They are known as anemones, but some call them windflowers, because the wind first blows the flowers open, then blows the petals away.
Apollo and Daphne. Daphne was Apollo's first love. This did not happen by chance, but by the malice of Eros. One day, Apollo saw the young Eros playing with his bow and magical arrows.
"Why do you have those weapons, boy?"
said Apollo.
"They should only be in the hands of those who need to hunt or defend themselves. Play with your torch, child, and leave the weapons for men to use."
"Your arrows may conquer anything in this world, Apollo, but mine shall conquer your heart,"
said Eros angrily. As he spoke, he drew 2 arrows from his quiver. One was gold with a sharp point. It was used to arouse love. The other was tipped with lead and certain to repel love. Eros fired the lead-tipped arrow, and it struck the nymph Daphne, daughter of the river god Peneus. Then he shot Apollo through the heart with a golden arrow. Apollo immediately fell in love with Daphne, who in turn hated him. Apollo followed Daphne everywhere and longed to make her his wife. He wanted to feel her long and soft hair that fell loosely over her shoulders. He wished to gaze into her bright eyes. His desire to kiss her lips almost drove him mad. But every time he appeared, she fled, swifter than the wind.
"Stay,"
he begged.
"I'm not your enemy. Please don't flee from me as a lamb flees from the wolf. It is for love that I pursue you. My heart breaks each time you run away from me. Although I am the god of medicine, I can find no cure for my aching heart. Only your love will ease my pain."
Apollo grew impatient as Daphne constantly rejected his love. She continued to flee, with Apollo chasing her. When he began to gain on her, she called for her father's help.
"Help me, Father!"
she cried.
"Let the earth open and envelop me, or change my form to escape my danger."
Suddenly, her limbs became stiff, and soft bark wrapped itself around her body. Where once there had been long flowing hair, now there were leaves. Where her arms and legs had been, there were branches and roots. Daphne's beautiful face, which Apollo adored so much, became the treetop. Apollo was astonished at Daphne's transformation. He touched the tree trunk and felt the flesh tremble beneath the new bark. He lavished kisses on the laurel tree, but it shrank from his lips.
"Since you cannot be my wife,"
he said,
"you shall be my tree. I will make my crown from your leaves. I will decorate my harp with your branches. And when the Roman conquerors march in triumph, your leaves will be woven into their winners' wreaths. And because eternal youth is mine, you will always be green, and your leaves will never grow old."
Daphne the laurel tree bowed her head in grateful acknowledgement.